Everyone, hi. Bruce Mufson, LCSW, coming at you with another breakdown from Sunridge, Nevada. I admit it, I was wrong. I thought that the videos that we did when we were doing Sunridge of Nevada, that it would just kind of pass and fade away. But comment after comment has continued to come in. Hey, are you doing more of these? When are you going to do more of these? Can you do more of these? We really like when you did these. So we realized, okay, don't be stupid and go back. And my agent and producer was right that we should go back to making breakdowns of videos that we think are interesting and compelling. So, with that, tonight we are going to do one of those. And tonight's going to be just a little bit different because normally I don't like to read background stuff about the artist and stuff like that. But this is kind of a compelling one because the artist is named Louis Capaldi, and the song I'm going to be breaking down is broken from the album Broken by Desire to Be Heavenly Sent. And it's called How I'm Feeling Now, which got huge acclaim because he talked about mental health issues very openly and that he needed to kind of take a break and kind of reset after all he's been through, which is fine. And I really, really have to commend this young man for having the courage and the willingness to open himself up the way he did. I went through like hundreds of comments and they were all uniformly like, thank you. I've been through this. I appreciate you. You made me look at myself differently. So there are a couple of things clinically, from multiple things from this song I'm going to break down clinically, but I'm going to start in a sense in backwards order. I want to talk about his thoughts on what he felt, why the song came about, how he sees things in his career, and then go into the song itself. And like before, I break things down that I think are relevant. This song is very interesting though in a lot of ways, so I'm going to do more song than not. So, as always, if you like what we do, give us comments. We want to hear from you, and we will get back to you. Of course, also, I'm going to throw this in before I get started. We'd like if you do comments, please follow us on Twitter/X. Generally, every Thursday night, we'd like to hear what people have to say. And we noticed that we want to carry over our audience from, in a sense, our old channel, Sunridge of, to Sunridge, Nevada. And we're going to make more songs. I mean, I got hit today with another song. Kid Cudi album was released last week. Do some of him. I think that guy's fantastic. But this is the song tonight. So here we go. First, I want to just kind of read his thoughts because he's kind of an insightful guy. And he brought up some good points about himself and how he looks at himself. So just bear with me on this one. So what was his thoughts about, how I'm feeling now? And he goes, it's no secret that I'm quite an anxious fella. This is the best job in the world. I love doing what I do, but I'd be lying if I said that sometimes things don't kind of get on top of me every now and then. So, How You Feeling Now is a song that I wrote about that, and I hope that you like it. And then in a tweet, there was a Netflix documentary about him, which I actually saw some of it. It's actually pretty good. I'll have to see the rest of it. But he goes, it's the last song I wrote for my upcoming album, and it's a tune that's all about something I've never written about in my music before, which is my mental health. I'm always impressed with people that are willing to open themselves up and kind of like bare their soul. And he does that really well in this song and just in general. Obviously, I completely recognize how lucky I am to have the life that I do. And I know there are people in much worse positions that I am out there. But as much as the last 5 years have been the best of my life, I would be lying if I said it hasn't taken its toll mentally. Honestly, there have been some extremely low points, and that's what this song is about. Okay. I know the last few years have been and continue to be difficult for everyone, so hopefully you can relate to the tune in some way. It might be nice to hear that there's someone someone else in a similar boat as you. I know it would for me. And I just thought that whole thing was really, really interesting, and how he really said, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm dealing with. These are my situations. So without further ado, here we go with the breakdown. And of course, again, I tend to focus on the lines that are the most relevant, but there are some themes here with someone who has mental illness, or struggles with their mental health, that I kind of picked up. And I want to share that with you in the repetition of certain lyrics. So here we go. First verse, it goes, will you forgive me if I'm coming off a little bit obtuse? Well, it's been a minute now since I've had to tell the truth. I know I can, I won't. the beginning, and he releases a video, and the video is interesting because the beginning of the video is him kind of like marveling at his success. And he's wearing an American flag. He's hanging out with friends. He's looking at himself, with these massive pictures of him. It's kind of like, how did I get to this point in my life? How did I get here? But he says this, though: since I've had to tell the truth, I know I can, I won't. See, that's interesting comment, those three lines to me. And he repeats that several times in the song, because when you're struggling with yourself, when you're trying to figure out who you are, how I'm feeling now, I know I can, I won't. Meaning, I know what I got to do. I know what I have to say. I know what's expected of me, but I won't do it because I suffer from things like depression, anxiety, acute stress, self-confidence, self-worth, self-doubt, the three S's: self-confidence, self-worth, self-doubt. So I know I know what my parents want from me. I know what my teachers want from me. I know I want to act around friends, girls I want to impress, guys I want to impress, my boss, people I think, could be useful. And I know I can, and I won't. When it's the big moment, I fall on my face. And that's the mental illness. That's all these things that we all struggle with, is we want to shine in the big moment on the big stage, and we don't. And I think what he does a good job with the video is like, I can't believe this is what the roller coaster has been. It's been going up, up, up. But people don't realize, because they don't know what's going on behind the scenes and in my head, which he talks about, where I feel like I'm crashing into the abyss. So it's very easy to see why so many of the comments were very, very relatable to this. All right, verse 2. Suppose I thought by this moment I would have it figured out. Okay, we all want to believe that. Here I am, 60 years old, and I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, I got it figured out. Wrong, wrong, wrong. I still make mistakes. Imagine being 15, 17, 21, early part of your life, thinking you got it, where you think you finally did get it, because look what happened to him. And you're still plagued with, I don't like what I look in the mirror. I don't like what I see in myself. I don't like how I come across. I don't know how I want to be funny, and I'm not. I want to be serious, and no one takes me seriously. All they see me is just a rock star or a matinee idol. And there's that confusion, like, who am I? Talked about this before in the past. It's interesting to me, so many musicians of the songs that I've covered were ending up wearing dark glasses to hide their eyes. They didn't want to show their face. That like, I don't want to reveal myself. Okay, so I know I can, and I won't. And I noticed in the video, he's journaling. He's journaling because when you write things down, you hope it makes sense, that you can finally figure yourself out. So, okay, I'm going to write it down. I'm going to look at my journal. That's a classic theme in therapy anyways. We tell people all the time, write things down. We say write them versus doing like an audio, which everyone does today. We do that because when you write, it changes the brain and forces it to think differently. We know this statistically, that when you write things down and you get a chance to kind of like, just do the writing, it reinforces what you want to get across. And I guess it affects the brain differently, the stimulus of the brain, versus just like talking out loud, like leaving into, recording on your phone, for instance. All right. Then in the pre-chorus, oh, darling, it goes on and on and on. Always forever, I'm barely holding on. End of my tether, I know it won't be long. It won't be long till it's gone. I'm barely holding on. Yeah, I'm barely making it. Everyone looks at me and they, you can see the concert photos, concert footage, like 20, 30, 40,000 people are calling his name out, cheering, sobbing, holding up candles. He's a very compelling artist. There's no argument about that. But like you feel, you're like naked on that stage. I'm singing, but they really see me, Lewis. Is it a song that they see? Are they relating to me? Are they relating to the fact that I'm popular? Am I really popular? We're all plagued with self-doubt. It's very rare to have somebody who's born with self-confidence. And so many people, even at my age, 70, 80, they still lack it. That self-confidence, that self-doubt, that self-worth. Do people really like me? Do people really want to be around me? Is it all fake? Is it all just because I'm a great songwriter and this song is so compelling? millions of views. Now on his, and even he said, like, and that's why I quoted him, it's been a great ride and a great run, but it's taken a toll on me. So imagine what he's dealing with. And then I look at the average person's dealing with. And so many times I'm thinking, like, why do you not even see yourself the way I see you? Smart, pretty, handsome, attractive, intelligent, capable. You talking to me? Me? It's like, must be someone else in the room. But that, so many people struggle with this. So here's my beautiful life that seems to leave me unsatisfied, so unsatisfied. And that's something too. Like you look at people, it's like, oh, well, he's a fantastic athlete, artist, musician, entrepreneur. He's an influencer. Oh, he has everything going for him, he or she. And really, that's not even the case. If that was the case, if you think about it from that angle, we wouldn't have the suicide rate that we have. We wouldn't have the rate of overdoses that we have. Where if everyone is so happy, we wouldn't have the struggles that we do. But it seems to get worse every year. It's like the more we're connected, the more we're disconnected. All right. Now, it goes on like this. It goes, no sense of self, but self-obsessed. Yes, self-obsessed with thinking, where do I fit in? And it's amazing when I talk to friends of mine that I've known for 30, 40, 50 years, and I'll say, wow, you've accomplished this. I'm at the tail end of my life, being realistic about it. And people will say, oh, my whole life I was insecure about my looks, about how much money I made, the career I took, the relationships I had, getting married, getting divorced, raising children. I didn't really fit in. I thought I was a loser. I thought I was an outsider. So many people say this. And I tell people, you got to start looking at yourself in a more confident light. Start off with small steps and then continue to work forward. I'm always trapped inside my effing head. Yeah, it's what happens. Your coconut starts to betray you. And that's what I work on in therapy. That's why we talk again about joining our program, $50 a month, Venmo, anything, Bitcoin, currency by Pigeon. But that's what we're talking about, joining us and hearing these kinds of insights and self-worth messages to realize you don't have to go through life like this. It's kind of, it's sad to me in a sense that here's a guy who's so talented and so worthy on so many levels, and yet he's writing a song like this. It's a great song. I get it. But I feel bad that he has to go through that. I hope whatever help he's getting, it's helping him and that he's making strides in his own personal life. Okay. So it goes with post-chorus on and on and on, and then said, thought I'd be happier somehow if you're wondering how I'm feeling now. Meaning, it wasn't what I expected. I had this, and this. You just fill in the blanks in anything, but it wasn't what I thought. I could eat unlimited food, the most expensive food in the world. I could have the most expensive cars, the hottest girls, the hottest guys, live in a fantastic house, and it feels empty. Because you don't like who you are. And that's something I stress all the time. You got to figure that out. Who are you? And be happy with yourself. And find friends that appreciate you. Now, the repetition here works because the song describes mental illness to a T. You worry about everything. And the comments verify this when I was reading. This is how I felt my whole life. This is how I looked at myself in the mirror. Always saw myself as the ugly duckling. Couldn't fit in. Couldn't relate. Wasn't sure if I really had any real friends. This is perfect how he describes that. So, verse 3, I try to tell myself my best days are the ones that lie ahead, but I'm always looking back on things I wish I never said. I know I can't, I won't. Pre-chorus, darling, it goes on and on. Always forever, I'm barely holding on. And then at the end of that, it goes, end of my tether, I know won't be long. It won't be long till it's gone. At 2:02 in the video, he has a look, and that's the look of self-doubt. And to me, that was very genuine how he came across. That is what I've seen hundreds, if not thousands of times in my career working with people. When they look around, am I fitting in? Are people laughing at me? Am I the butt of jokes? Is this all just a whole hoax? Is this all going to come crashing down? I'm going to go sing in front of 30,000 people in an hour, and I think like I'm a fraud, I'm a fake. That's on his level. But I've talked to people in their own world, whatever job they're doing, whatever career, and they go in with that feeling every single time. It's a lack of like this, that look, that concerned look. How do people really take me? And that's what I work on with people in therapy and in counseling, is to get that confidence in yourself, that you go out there, you're as capable as anybody else. And whatever you were exposed to as a child, whatever issues you may have, you can, for the most part, overcome them and be successful. But that 202, that look, oh man, I have seen that look so many times. Am I included in the group or am I not? And it's like you go through this 1,000 times a day. It's exhausting. That's why so many people, when they say they're depressed, I always ask, well, how does your depression manifest itself? I sleep a lot. Whenever I get that sleepy stuff, 10, 12, 14, 16 hours, yeah, you're depressed, because you shouldn't be sleeping that much when you're young. There's a reason for it. All right. So here's my beautiful life that seems to leave me so unsatisfied, no sense of self, but self-obsessed, constantly worrying, obsessing. I'm always trapped inside my head, on and on and on. And, there's a line at the end of that. Thought I'd be happier somehow. If you're wondering how I'm feeling now, like, what happened? What happened? I thought I was going to end up this way, and I ended up this way. I thought I'd be doing this in my life, and this is what happened. This is who I married. This is who I'm living with. These are my children. Is this what I really wanted? What happened? If you're wondering how I'm feeling now, what happened in my life? And I won't lie in the bridge. I'm a mess, yeah, but I'll get there. No, I won't lie. I'm a mess, yeah, but I'll get there. That's what I really was impressed about with this song, is the feeling of, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to push myself. I won't give up. And that's what I loved about that line. No, I won't. I won't lie. I'm a mess, yeah, but I'll get there. That's what I encourage people in therapy. We all come from rough situations, rough backgrounds. I talked about my own background repeatedly. I've achieved some measure of self-satisfaction. I'll get there. I'm a mess. I made a lot of mistakes, a lot of dumb things. I've said a lot of dumb things in my life, thousands of stupid comments. I'm still learning how to keep my mouth shut. But he says, I'm not giving up. I'm going to get there. I'm going to push. That's what I encourage people to do in therapy, is push yourself so you don't need someone like me. That's what I was saying. Join our program. Get involved. You'll be shocked at how successful you're going to turn into. All right. So then the chorus, here's to my beautiful life. There seems to leave me so unsatisfied. No sense of self, but that self-obsessedness. I see this all the time. Am I pretty enough? Did I do things the right way? Did I accomplish it? Am I going to speak right? Do I have a piece of spinach in my mouth? Do I have a booger coming out? All that stuff, I see that. Nervousness, the fear. And then on and on and on and on. Thought I'd be happier somehow. If you're wondering how I'm feeling now. And then the song ends with the chorus. Here's to my beautiful life. I'm always trapped inside my head. On and on and on. Thought I'd be happier somehow. If you're wondering how I'm feeling now. That's it. That song. The reason I'm doing the whole song was the repetitiveness of mental illness. That constant fear, that constant nervousness, that constant anxiety. Always with nerves. Always feeling I don't fit in. This is all going to come to a crashing end. I'm going to come out on stage, in his case, I won't be wearing pants. Everyone's going to boo me and laugh at me. I'll run back shrieking to my dressing room. All the people that are supposed to be with me are not even around anymore. Who are my real friends? Who are my true friends? Do I have stability and support of my family? Am I happy with who I am? He's talked about his struggles with his mental health issues and what he's dealt with, and he's fighting it. And it's a great way to open it up for other people to realize you're not alone. That's why he ends in the comments. If someone feels this way, share it with me, which I was really kind of impressed by when he says that. If someone else is in a similar boat as you, I know it would for me. Don't be afraid to share. What's always so amazing to me is that people will say to me, I'm the only person that's ever had this happen to me, right, Bruce? I'm the only one. I'm like, yeah, the last 6 guys were the same thing as you. Oh, no one's ever had what I've dealt with. No one. Oh, no one, no. Yeah, the last 16 people I saw had the same problem as you. But we keep everything inside because we're so intimidated to share that we think everyone's going to mock us and make fun of us. I'm going to close with this last story. And then I'm going to just talk again about our program and call it a night. There was a ball player named Adam Morrison who played basketball, and he was a great college basketball player, played for Gonzaga, and then he played in the NBA. A couple of years, he didn't really do much in the NBA. Listen, he played, he was drafted, but he wasn't a star in the NBA. But when he was playing in college, when he was actually much younger, he had diabetes, and he had to have a very strict regimen on his eating and what he ate. And in Sports Illustrated at the time was a magazine that came out, and he talked about that, living with diabetes and being an athlete. The day that story came out, over 50 parents called the Gonzaga athletic department and asked if Adam Morrison could speak to their kids about living with diabetes. You think you're the only one, and you're not. Listen to the words, listen to the lyrics, hear what I have to say. Hit me up with comments. I need comments. I need comments. I want to hear what you think about what I did. And finally, for $50 a month, my last plug of the night, Sunridge, Nevada. We are on Twitter/X. For $50 a month, you get me at least one night a week. And if you want to get me for more, it's going to cost a little bit more. But being with me is going to change your life. There's no one out there like myself. I am unique. I am different. And I'm going to teach you and show you how to get the beginnings of self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-worth. Bruce Mufson, LCSW, Sunridge, Nevada.